What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I would like to talk about DeAngelo Malone. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content. Hit that like button for your boy. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for your continued support, continuing to share out my content. But if you would like to follow your boy on Twitter, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you would like to donate to my channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. And if you would like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab as well here on the channel. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys for your continued support. We are currently on the road to 2,000 subscribers. We're about 280 subscribers, I believe, away from 2,000. So I really appreciate you guys sharing out my content. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So as I mentioned, in today's video, I will be talking about our draft pick, DeAngelo Malone. He goes about 6'4", 240 pounds. He played his college ball at Western Kentucky. He is a defensive end / outside linebacker. And he's a guy that puts me in the mind of Leonard Floyd, that plays with the LA Rams. A great edge rusher for the LA Rams. Played his college ball at Georgia. But he's a long, wiry guy, long arms, a really good athlete. And the first thing that I noticed when I looked at his highlights and looked at his tape is he's another pass rusher / edge rusher that plays with a high motor, just like AK Epiketti, who we drafted out of Penn State. Both of these guys are extremely athletic. Both of these guys play with very high motors. And I think that's the reason why Dean Pease and our coaching staff fell in love with DeAngelo Malone at the Senior Bowl because of his effort. He is a guy that I do believe will be a really good pass rusher in the league. He is a guy that understands how to bend the corner. He understands leverage and things of that nature when I looked at his tape. And another thing that really jumped out to me is when I looked at his production in college. He is a guy that had about 32 and a half sacks at Western Kentucky, and he had over about 59 tackles for loss, which is really good as well, meaning not only was he getting sacks, but he also was making plays in the running game. And that's something that really, really stood out to me when I looked at his highlight reel and his tape and things of that nature. He was a guy that was making tackles in the backfield. He was a guy, when they ran the ball away from his side, he would track down the ball carrier from the backside, that's something that you really can't teach pass rushers, is having that hustle and having that relentless effort where they're still trying to make a play, even though they're not in the picture to make a play, but they're hustling and, trying to gang tackle and things of that nature. And that's something that I think really stood out to Dean Pease and this coaching staff, why they wanted DeAngelo Malone on the Atlanta Falcons team. He also is a native of Atlanta, so he is from the Atlanta, Georgia area, which is just another plus to have a guy play for his hometown team. But I really think he's going to be a really, really good pass rusher. He is still kind of raw, like AK. I do think that he's going to be able to polish his game a little bit more once he gets into the league. Because when I looked at the plays he made in college, he still was using or relying a lot on his athleticism. I do think that he's going to have to work on his hand placement and things of that nature when he gets into the league. But in college, he did a good job of using, like I said, his leverage, understanding leverage. He did a couple plays where he liked to, lower his shoulder and dip inside. So basically he starts out wide and then he knows how to dip inside and dip his shoulder to get after the passer or to get into the backfield. But I do think that he's going to be one of those guys. If he fully develops, he can be a guy that can get you 10 plus sacks in the season, both him and AK. So I do think that the Falcons drafted 2 edge rushers in DeAngelo Malone and in AK that have upside. These guys are not finished products. But one thing I really liked about DeAngelo Malone is that he did have the numbers to back up, where we drafted him. He had really good production in college. He did show consistency. One of the seasons that I was looking at his stats, he had over 20 and a half tackles for loss, which is a lot of tackles in the backfield. That means he was living in the backfield. Last season, he had about 17 and a half sacks, 17 and a half tackles for loss, which is really good as well. So he's one of those guys that will affect the passer. He will, speed quarterbacks, clock up in their head because they're going to think, that he's going to come around that edge in 2.5 seconds. So I have to get this ball out quick. And that's something that's going to really bode well, I think, for our Atlanta Falcons, is having a guy like a DeAngelo Malone that's relentless after getting after the passer, and that's relentless in the running game as far as setting the edge. He was really good at Western Kentucky of being that guy who could set the edge. Not the biggest guy at 240 pounds, playing on the defensive line where he's going to match up against 300 plus pound tackles. But I do think that he understands, like I said, leverage. He has a very quick first step. And that move that he does where he rips and dips inside, I think that that's going to be a really, really good, one of his really good pass rush moves. I think once he gets in the league and he starts to, polish his game, maybe he'll come up with a bull rush, or maybe they'll teach him a spin move or something like that to add to his game. But I really think that he can be like a Leonard Floyd on our team and be one of those guys who can definitely get after the passer. So you guys let me know what you think about DeAngelo Malone. I definitely think that he's a really, really good athlete. I think that Dean Pease will be able to use him in a multitude of ways because just like AK that we drafted out of Penn State, he's another guy in DeAngelo Malone who not only can rush with his hand in the dirt, but he also can, rush from the 2-point stance where he's kind of standing up on the edge of the line like a linebacker. So being that both of our edge that we got are versatile, I think that's going to really bode well for our Atlanta Falcons this season. And he's definitely going to be one of those guys that can be in the pass rush rotation, because I really think this season the Falcons will run a rotation. I don't think it's going to be just two guys taking majority of the snaps, even on rushing downs when they're trying to rush the passer, like third and longs in those type of situations. I think that Dean Pease is going to mix and match these guys on the defensive line. So I really think he's going to keep these guys fresh up front. And I really think DeAngelo Malone could be one of those guys in the future that definitely could be a 10 plus, sack type of player. Once he gets used to the speed of the NFL, once he bulks up a little bit, get in the weight room and things of that nature, I definitely think he could be a guy that has a really high upside. With that being said, this been your boy Jew. I have a lot more content coming for you guys as well, but it's always Falcons Nation. Rise up. And if you enjoy my content, definitely hit that like, hit that subscribe button for your boy. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers and beyond. But with that being said, it's been your boy Jew. I'll holler at you guys in the next video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. Peace.